New season, new hair. I'm currently in the process of growing my hair out from my short summer look based on a 1960s bubble cut to a longer, more 50s style for winter. And I have just gone and got a transition haircut. So I thought I would share with you what kind of cut I got so that I can achieve this in a month or so and how I'm going to style my hair during this interim. So I went to the hairdresser yesterday and explained that I wanted to achieve a longer haircut for winter. So I asked to not have my ends cut. They were in pretty good condition, so we didn't touch them, just evened them out so that they're all the same length because my hair tends to grow longer on one side than the other, which is very common. And then I got her to create a U shape. So at the front, I've got layers that come down this way. She didn't layer it through here. She's just cut around the edge of my hair in a U shape this way. And then I've had layers put in through this section that I would usually do like a swoopy curly bang. So let me show you with the comb. First of all, she has cut the front of it, like she's dragged it down and cut all layers through here. So my hair is springing up, but you can see all the way down the front is a gradation like this. And then I asked to have the chunk at the front here that I create my swoopy bang with. I asked her to put layers in that. So she took that whole chunk. If I sit back here a little bit, she pulled it off to the side and she layered it so that I have nice layers through this whole section here where I create my swoopy curly bang. So if you two are growing out a bob, my bob was much more straight all the way around and I'm wanting to achieve a U-shape, more 50s style haircut. This is how I'm moving towards that without it looking really strange. You could go straight in and get a midi if you want, but a midi is more of a 40s haircut and I'm wanting a 50s vibe. So that's why I've gone for more of a U shape with some layers through the front here. Now I'm going to show you how it looks styled with this haircut so you can decide whether or not this is for you. I am using my Conair hot rollers today. I have 2 sets of travel hot rollers and I'll be popping them in my hair, but first we have to prep the hair. I'm going to be using mousse. You could use a setting lotion, you can use beer, you can use sugar water, you can use your setting product of choice. In Europe, Got2b is vegan. It's even labeled as such. So if you're looking for a cruelty-free hair product when you're on holiday in Europe or if you live here, Got2b has a really strong hold and is cruelty-free and vegan. I'm not sponsored by them, it's just really hard to find a good vegan hairspray in Europe. So I'm going to pop some mousse on my hand and distribute it throughout my hair, especially this bit at the front that I will be styling. And I'm brushing it through to distribute it through my hair nice and evenly. And now I'm going to section off the hair into the parts that I want to curl in certain sections. This being my most important section at the front here. This is my curly bang section. Just separating off behind my ear. I'm not doing the partings perfectly. I'm not doing a super glamorous do, this is just an everyday do, so I'm doing the parts and stuff kind of lazily. Because in the end, it doesn't really matter for this hairstyle. It's a very general set. And I've just sectioned off that very top section of my hair. The under part is pretty easy to section off as it is, so I'll just be keeping this part out of the way. So I'm going to start with medium rollers through this front bang section here. That's because I want it to be small enough to create curls, but big enough that I can get height through the front of my hair. If I go too small, it's going to flatten out the front of my hair. So I'm working on this front bang section and I'm going to be doing it into 3 sections. Now the reason that I've got my hair cut this way is because I want versatility personally. I don't stick to one era all the time or one hairstyle. I don't sort of have a signature hairstyle like some people do. So I want a haircut that lets me do a lot of different things. So that's why I find it easier to talk through how I'm going to style my hair and show photos of how I have styled my hair in the past to my stylist, and then she cuts my hair accordingly. She talks to me about what she's going to do first and then she cuts my hair. I have a lot of videos with tips on how to set your hair and how to get the best out of your hot roller set. I will link those videos down below in the description and up above, rather than me rehashing what I've said a million times already on my channel. And if you're wanting to style your hair like a particular person, not you. Me, I take pictures of styles I've done before because I've done so many different styles that I have a lot of examples from the past. And obviously my hair has a certain texture and thickness and quality to it, and it's easiest if I can show my stylist pictures of my hair because we know it can do that. But if you are wanting to achieve a look based on an old actress or another person on the internet, try to take photos to the hairdresser of as many different angles as possible, not just the front and not just styled. So if you can find pictures of, say, a celebrity that has a particular haircut, try and find multiple pictures of them with different stylings of the same haircut and try and get pictures from the side, the front, the back if possible. Then your stylist can get an idea of the overall haircut and not just how it's styled, but how it is cut. So as you can see, I've rolled everything in my bang and the side from my ear forward down this way. I'm going to do the same on this side, just with two of these small ones here. And then I will be setting the back and I will show you what I'm doing. So I've just set the rollers here. I have one here, I've got two there, and I have one here. Now I'm going to move on to the back section, which I will separate as follows. I'm going to create two parts here and separate the hair into 3 sections. And I'll be putting 2 medium rollers and a small roller in each section. That is what I would have done if I had that option of rollers, but I didn't look down before saying that I was going to do that. So this is what I did do. I have split it into 3 sections, and then I did a medium and a small, medium and a small, a big, and a medium. Now I'm going to let this cool down and I will be back to do the brush out. So I've now taken the hot rollers out. I have just left the curls as is. I haven't run through them with my fingers or brush them or anything yet. Now I'm going to go through with some pomade, which is just to smooth down all of the flyaways and to amalgamate all of the curls. Now I'm going to brush through my hair in sections. I have not washed my hands, so there's still like the sticky pomade residue on my hands, which helps when I'm brushing my hair out to make sure the pomade has gone all the way through. I'm not actually at the styling stage yet, but I wanted to just brush under to get an idea of that U shape that I asked for. I think it could still be deeper. Next time I go back to her, I will show her it styled like this and then how I want to look. But it's pretty good actually. But I want more length here. I want it to be like this, not like this. Okay, I'm getting a feel for it now. I'm even wondering if maybe this section here is too long, but that's all right. We all, we all have our hairdresser dramas, guys. And I love my hairdresser, don't get me wrong. It's just, you don't know until you style your hair how it's going to look, which is why it's good to go back to the same hairdresser, take photos of how it turned out, and then explain what you want different next time. Like, they can't read minds, and if they're not used to vintage hair styling, then it's hard for them to imagine what you want to do and also how your hair is going to behave. So don't be afraid to take pictures, to be really honest about what you want, and to have a whole conversation with your stylist. I'm now going to tease my hair. And now we brush out, and the important thing is to not brush that tease out. You are brushing gently over the top to create shape and to keep that rat's nest, bird's nest, disaster all teased together underneath so that your hair stays in shape for the whole day. So you see, I'm not going in, I'm just catching the surface to smooth the hair out very, very lightly. Okay, I've now created the basic shape of what I want. I've pinned things in place, but I want to get more of a bump out in my hair. So I'm going to use my clips, place them in the back to create that dent at the base of my head, and then I'll be spraying. So there we go, I have finished the style. I'm pretty happy with it. I will say I had to cheat a lot of this upward motion by pinning these curls into place to draw the hair up and to like swoop the hair back and up to make sure this sat up. So next time I will be talking to my hairdresser about that, because I think modern hairdressers, they're scared to give you such a huge angle here because they think it will look very bad, which it will with your hair unstyled, but I don't want to wear my hair unstyled. I want to wear it like this. So I will talk to her about that next time. I'm not upset with my hairdresser. She listened to what I had to say and tried something, and it's pretty close. I am very happy. I mean, look at it, it looks gorgeous, but I do want more of an angle here so we see the beautiful underside of the barrel curl along the bottom there. And I want more hair here. I want it to sit longer and then more up, like a sudden angle. So that's what I'll be discussing next time. So please don't be afraid to go back to your stylist and discuss what worked and what didn't work last time they cut your hair. They will be really grateful, because for them, if someone doesn't come back again because they didn't like their haircut and they never told them and gave them an opportunity to fix the problem, that's not really fair on them. They want to do a good job. So I highly recommend giving it a go. Don't be afraid. It is your hair. You are paying for the appointment. So make sure you walk away with the haircut that you want. I hope the video was helpful today, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share the video if you know someone who might find it useful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.